Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli back with another review video, and for this one, gonna be reviewing another one of my all-time favorite Disney animated films. Now, of course, you know, number one, The Great Mouse Detective, number two, The Nightmare Before Christmas, number three, Robin Hood, number four, Zootopia, number five, Roger Rabbit, number six, The Lion King, number seven, Beauty and the Beast, number eight, Jungle Book, number 9, Little Mermaid, number 10, Wreck-It Ralph. Well, now, for, let's see, oh yeah, I almost forgot. Number 11, I already did what was number 11? I almost forgot. Oh yeah, The Emperor's New Groove. So, okay, so for number 12, it's Aladdin. That's right, Aladdin. Sorry for the long pause, I was trying to remember exactly. So yeah, number 11 was The Emperor's New Groove, and now number 12, it's Aladdin. So for number 12, Aladdin, I gotta say, because, well, who doesn't love Aladdin? I love Aladdin. Yeah, it's great. What can you expect? It's fantastic. Even like, because, oh yeah, I don't know if you guys knew this, because a little bit of history and fun facts. You guys should know that there was another animated film, maybe a bit similar to with Aladdin, another animated film centered around Arabia, etc., and that was The Thief and the Cobbler, which was done by Richard Williams. Of course, you know, Richard Williams, best known for being one of the director of the animation for Roger Rabbit, so like, in fact, I remember hearing, because, like, even Richard Williams didn't care about Aladdin, even if it was similar to what he was doing. All he cared was getting The Thief and the Cobbler done, so, you know, and yet, the thing is, though, Aladdin, like, it's those times where, you know, because probably Disney didn't have any idea of what it was, and, you know, a coincidence, that kind of stuff, you know. But, yeah. But Aladdin, I gotta say, I mean, okay, Aladdin and The Thief and the Cobbler, they are clearly different from each other, even though they are animated films centered around Arabia, etc., but they are different from each other, pretty much, so. Aladdin, of course, the idea for this film even came from Howard Ashman, because wanted to do like an Arabian cartoon film, I guess, you know, and he even wrote songs for it. Like, he wrote Arabian Nights. He of course did the other two songs he did, Never Had a Friend Like Me and Prince Ali. And the rest of the songs of the film, like, are still done by Alan Menken, but another person of music, I forget his name, but of course did A Whole New World. So that one. And I guess did the other rendition of Prince Ali, sung by Jafar, you know. Prince Ali, yes it is he, but not as you know him. But anyway, so, well, with that set aside, the movie itself, like, it's fantastic. The opening is fantastic with Arabian Nights. And, oh, I have to point this out, because if you guys probably, for those of you that may or may not know, because there's one bit of dialogue changed, and that is, well, after the part where, you know, where the caravan camels roam, and then, of course, you probably know this, like, it's best known, you know, the words, where it's flat and in blah, 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 you know, that. But the original was, where they cut off your ear if they don't like your face. Yeah, that kind of sparked a little bit of frustration or pissed off, I guess. I don't know. But it was changed and such. And then, of course, you have the somewhat narrator, like, only the host, like the one introducing the story and such, and voiced by Robin Williams, you know, welcome to Agrabah City, you know, of enchantment, and, you know, and the finest merchandise here, come on down, you know, it broke, and, you know, look at this, and listen, ah, Still good. He's pretty funny. It's Robin Williams, you know. Not only has he made the genie, really good, he made that character good as well. So, and that kind of, well, I'll talk about it later. Something about that guy, and because of the live-action Aladdin film, okay, might as well bring it up because what do you guys think? Do you think because of the live-action Aladdin, that may give some theory and speculation? What if that guy in the animated version could be Genie? Probably not. Just live-action Aladdin and the animated version, a little bit different from each other, a few differences and such, and I think especially with Genie, so, you know. Especially with in the live-action version, Genie has a love interest. In the animated version, he doesn't. So, you know, that's one thing, so. Anyways, so. And then, of course, we come to we get the introduction of Jafar and the, Akersi's Nana, or whatever his name is, you know, the humble thief, as he introduced himself to the Cave of Wonders. And the Cave of Wonders is really cool. And voiced by Frank Welker, of course, a big, dramatic voice, you know, big, deep voice and such, you know. Only one may enter here, one whose worth lies far within, a diamond in the rough. Oh, he's really good. And then, of course, I forget exactly, like the Cave of Wonders just automatically seals itself, along with, I guess, killing the thief, you know. He wasn't. The diamond in the rough, I assume, basically. And and that's when Jafar, he's like, you know, and with Iago, you know, just, we got a big problem here, a big group. He grabs his beak and, yes, only one may enter here. I must find this diamond in the rough. And of course, we come to Aladdin, and oh yeah, another great song. And yeah, this was written not by Howard Ashman, but the new songwriter that came in and worked with Alan, One Jump Ahead of the Sword. I think that's how it goes, you know. The name of the song with the words, you know, one jump ahead of the sword, you know, one swing, blah, 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 blah. These guys don't appreciate, blah, 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 you know, that, you know, just a little snack, guys. And the leader of that group, you know, that army of soldiers or whatever, you know, trying to capture Aladdin, trying to get Aladdin, voiced by Jim Cummings. He's good, too, in this, you know. I'll have your hands for a trophy, street rat. I think I can do a decent impression of that character, so, you know, that guy. I forget his name specifically, but I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. And then, of course, because Aladdin's, I almost said Alan, or mistaken for Alan Menken, or as Genie calls him, Al, of course, Aladdin, of course, about to eat the bread, but he gives to the kids, and then, like, come across Prince Ahmed, voiced by Corey Burton. You know, you are a worthless street rat. You were born a street rat, you'll die a street rat, and the only thing that will mourn you will be your fleas. Harsh things to say to Aladdin, you know. And pretty much it shows Ahmed he's a jerk, so, you know. And of course, another song that Aladdin sings, I almost said Alan again. Aladdin, I forget the name of the song, but, you know, what they see, blah, blah, there's so much more. I really can't remember the significant name for that song, but if you guys know, let me know in the comment section. Of course, the next day, Ahmed walks out in disgust. The back of his pants been ripped and such by Raja, Jasmine's pet tiger. We, of course, see Jasmine. Of course, the Sultan, you know, the law says you must be married to a prince by your next birthday. And then, of course, you know, Jasmine, you know, if I do marry, I want it to be for love. And that is specifically true right there, you know. Can't just force somebody, just naturally, well, fall in love, you know. As Jasmine says, if I do marry, I want it to be for love. So, you know, that's true. She's got a point. And then, of course, a little talk between the Sultan and Jafar. Well, they both Jasmine and Jafar have their first names start with J, so. I've been so far getting some characters' names mixed up. If it still happens, just, you know. in this review. But anyway, so Jafar, like, he goes off into, like, his little hiding place in the palace, I guess, to find the diamond in the rough. And as we see in one scene, Iago's spinning the thing, with his feet. And, of course, Jasmine, she sneaks out of the palace in disguise. And I like that part, because with Abu distracting the watermelon, the guy selling, is it watermelon? It's not watermelons. I forget the name of that food, but, you guys let me know. Like, hey, get your paws off. Why you? Get away, blah, 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 blah. And we see Aladdin, he grabs one that the guy said and just like, it's like, and like, breakfast is served. Jasmine roaming around the streets, and that part where accidentally bumps into a guy of flaming torch entertainer, accidentally swallows into, he burps out the fire. It's funny. And then, of course, Aladdin falls in love with Jasmine, even Abu. Hello! And then, of course, Jasmine and Aladdin meet. One guy is about to cut her hand after giving an apple to a boy. Aladdin trying to get Jasmine to play along, etc. She thinks the monkey's the Sultan. And then, of course, Jafar, as I said, he's trying to find the diamond in the rough, and it's Aladdin. And, like, Jafar sets up a trap or something, to get Aladdin. And, of course, the guys, the guards or whatever come in. They're after you. They're after me. They're after you, Well, specifically, they're after Aladdin, basically. Not Jasmine, so... yeah, and it explains it because, Jasmine reveals herself to the guards, she orders them to release him, but they can't. Their orders come from Jafar. And, like... I forget what he says, but I'm sure you can talk to, believe me, I will. I just love how she says that. It's really good. Confronts Jafar, etc. And, like, she ran away, and, like, Jafar is, how frightfully upsetting, I've already arranged for his blah, blah, blah. I forget what he says. I forget the word, but, and then he says death. And Jasmine, completely shocked and upset, how could you? She runs off crying. And Iago comes in, so, how did it go after getting caught and stuck in a door, I think she took it rather well. They're them staring at, staring way over there, staring at where Jasmine running off, I guess, with an evil smiles. Raja confronting Jasmine. We cut to Aladdin in the prison. And, of course, Jafar is there in disguise, a lonely prisoner. You've heard of the Golden Rule, have you, etc. Iago being the hump and such, I guess, Even Iago at one point, Jafar, hurry up, I'm dying in here. Punches him to get back in his position. Jafar, pretending to be the lonely prisoner, has him, be, a deal and such, take him to the Cave of Wonders, so, do we have a deal? They go off to the Cave of Wonders, of course. Aladdin goes in. They come across the magic carpet. They find the lamp. Abu accidentally touches one of the forbidden treasures, in the Cave of Wonders. You'll never again see the light of day again, blah, blah. And then, of course, they try to get out of there. They're almost there. He hands the lamp to who he thinks is the lonely prisoner, and yet it's Jafar. And he gives him his reward by, I guess, killing him and such. Abu bites him on the arm, throws them and such, and somehow Abu snatches the lamp. And, of course, Jafar lost it. And we, of course, come to the genie. Of course, everybody loves the genie. And Robin Williams, fantastic, the great Robin Williams, 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck, Hi, where are you from? What's your name? Aladdin. Hello, Aladdin. Hello, Aladdin. Nice to have you on the show. Can we call you our Laddie? Come here, boy. And, and then, of course, those impressions that Genie does, from Groucho Marx, to, I think, Edgar Bergen, because the ventriloquist of Genie. And I think he does an impression, does an impression of Sylvester, no, not Sylvester, he does Arnold Schwarzenegger, and, oh man, who else does he do? Well, I know he does Jack Nicholson, and he does, oh god, what's his name? It should be so easy. I can't remember, but, well, the one, I can't believe it, blah, 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 you may know what I'm talking about, but, and of course, the great, one of the best songs of the film, Never Had a Friend Like Me, it's fantastic. They get out of the Cave of Wonders, make their way to, like, a little, piece of land, or whatever it is, with water, etc., palm trees, and Aladdin wishes to be a prince. Genie makes him a prince, etc., and also turning Abu into an elephant. Make their way to Agrabah. Of course, another great song, Prince Ali. Aladdin being Prince Ali, and yet Jafar referring to him as Prince Abubu, And that scene where Sultan riding on the magic carpet is funny, too. Even where Iago's actually getting chased quite a bit. It's funny, too. And later that evening, because Aladdin wanting to talk to Jasmine, yet Genie, tell her the truth, and Genie disguising himself as a bee, while Aladdin is talking to Jasmine. Oh, yeah, that part, because with Raja, kind of protecting Jasmine or whatever, scaring Aladdin a bit. And you guys know this, I'm sure some of you may know this, that what some people thought, what Aladdin said, come on, good teenagers, take off your clothes. I don't think that's what he said. I don't think. Maybe, I don't know. But, he's supposed to say, from what I know, he's supposed to say, come on, good kitty, take off and go. So that makes perfect sense. Yeah, it's Raja, so, it's Tiger. Of course, another great song in that, A Whole New World, fantastic, of course. Them traveling around the world, basically, like the pyramids, and even up to China, basically. What else? Well, even flamingos make an appearance, and so do horses, riding off. And then, as Jasmine returns to her room, and, the magic carpet being kind of chivious, nudges Aladdin, they kiss, Aladdin and Jasmine kiss, and then, of course, they look at each other like love at first sight, and, yes, Aladdin, the carpet, calmly flying down to the ground, and, of course, the guards are there, they capture Aladdin, Jafar, make sure he's not found, blah, blah, blah. Abu being tied up, and even the carpet kind of being tied up as well. And of course, Aladdin still has the lamp in his hat, and of course, they take him and he falls down into a cliff, into the ocean, I guess. And Aladdin almost about to die, he kind of rubs the lamp, and Genie, all you need to say is, Genie, I wish for you to rescue me. Come on, Aladdin. Okay, I'll take that as a yes. Out scoop, blah 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 blah. Yeah, pretty funny there, and with Genie saving him. And so, the Genie and Aladdin, they make their way back, and I forget what Genie says, but one thing is, an original another line that Robin Williams said as the Genie, it was removed, is kind of funny, where Genie, as they take off, Genie's like, I would have done mouth to mouth, but I don't find you that attractive. It's hilarious. If you've seen, if you've seen this, on the Aladdin Blu-ray and such, these extra lines and such from Robin Williams as the Genie, never used in the film, one with Genie pretending to be Elmer Fudd, the three senses, exchanges of Wii funds, and one being Obi-Wan, Luke, the Force Owl, tell him a joke, blah, blah, blah. It's funny. Aladdin is there right there, Jafar hypnotizing the Sultan, Aladdin exposing Jafar, and, Sultan placing Jafar under arrest, Jafar escapes. And now, Jafar has Iago go get the lamp. Aladdin can't set the Genie free, And yet, because, Aladdin's in love with Jasmine, but he's and basically stuck with a lot of stuff, because telling, telling the truth of himself or something like that, and all, okay, and so, Aladdin makes his way, Iago, disguising his voice as Jasmine, out in the menagerie, find me, and Iago gets the lamp, and of course Aladdin meets up with Jasmine, and Sultan introducing Aladdin as, I guess, the new ruler of Agrabah, and, Aladdin, oh boy, waving kinda awkwardly, nervous, that is. Jafar has gained access to the lamp, and now makes Genie his, now Jafar is Genie's master, and Jafar wishes for him, to, like, move the palace up to, like, a mountain or something. Aladdin trying to stop Genie, and, like, Genie calmly just saying, sorry, kid, I've got a new master now. Just, you can hear in Genie's, you can tell of Genie's voice and by his face, he really regrets doing this. He could, and he has to, because Jafar's his master, so, can't disobey his master, that is. So, and knowing Jafar. And of course, the other rendition of Prince Ali, Jafar exposing Aladdin and him sending Aladdin off into, like, the snowy mountains, the magic carpet manages to catch up with Aladdin and Abu, They return back to Agrabah, where Jafar is, because of his control, Jasmine, I guess, being his slave or something, and, like, the Sultan being on, like, marionette sticks or whatever, and Iago feeding the Sultan, Papi, want a cracker, Because, throughout most of the film and earlier in the film, Sultan giving crackers to Iago, so, and now Iago gets revenge on the Sultan. Now, of course, Aladdin is there, the battle between him and Jafar, and of course, Jafar turning into a snake, then, Aladdin has an idea, where, the genie is more powerful than you, like, having him wanting, giving Jafar the idea of becoming a genie. And so, if Jafar, like, I wish to be an all-powerful genie, and Genie's like, okay, as you wish, closes his eyes and points at him, magic and such. And of course, Jafar now turned into a genie, and yet Aladdin just, like, not so fast, Jafar, aren't you forgetting something? You want to be a genie? You got it. And the chains or whatever on his arms, and then the lamp appears, and of course, Jafar's now a genie, and now trapped in the lamp, along with, even Jafar snatched Iago as well, so Iago goes in the lamp as well. And then, of course, everything's back to normal and such. We hear Jafar and Iago in that lamp, get your blasted claws off me, and, oh, shut up, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, Genie, allow me out, 10,000 years in a cave of wonders ought to chill him out, like, flicks it, and they go flying, and I guess off to, into the cave of wonders, that is. And, of course, the Sultan, like, he scratches the law, of marriage and such, and, Jasmine chooses, of course, Aladdin, because she loves him and he loves her, so, And, of course, the genie, well, he is set free, from Aladdin's third and final wish, and, of course, Genie, he packs up, he goes off on vacation and such, and actually, because the shirt that Genie has on, and the Goofy hat is, like, a nod to with Robin Williams, because if you guys don't know, like, I think this was at Hollywood Studios in the early 90s, I think, with, Return to Neverland or something. Robin Williams voices a lost boy and such, facing off against Captain Hook, and we see Robin Williams, like, visiting the Disney park, and he's in that clothing, etc., the Goofy hat, so that's cool. Of course, one last rendition of A Whole New World, the genie pops up as the moon laughing, and the words "the end," and the genie pulls up, I guess, the piece of drawing paper, I guess, made you look, and then, that's it. And of course, the music of Never Had a Friend Like Me in the pop version, of A Whole New World, and you hear Genie at the very end, good night, Alice, blah, 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 Aladdin, it's a fantastic Disney animated feature. I love it. And you guys let me know what you think of it, because I love it, as I said. And for Aladdin, I give it, well, 10 out of 10 stars. It's fantastic, without a doubt. So anyways, so again, 10 out of 10 stars for Aladdin. I hope you guys enjoyed this review video. More new review videos coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video/review video. Take care, and peace out.